In this live, want to support in finding areas where you can just get half your time back. And there are a lot of different areas where people waste a lot of time, which is also a source of a lot of their overwhelm. And I've been thinking about this one quite a bit and studying other people, as well as my experience in running multiple companies and doing a lot of consulting into business owners and teams and showing them how to free up a lot of their time and overwhelm and how they're running it. And there are a lot of areas where people are wasting 50 to 75% of their time, and it's easy to free up. And in this particular video, I want to focus on one area that is the source of so much opportunity to save a lot of time. And that area is the nature in our life, which are things that we need to do over and over and over again. And as I was watching a TED Talk, they showed a series of bubbles of your entire life. They're like, here's your entire life of all the months that you have to live. And these are the things that you need to do in your life over and over again that's going to take up your time. For example, one of those obvious things is sleep, right? Sleep is roughly going to take up a third of our time. So now we only have 2/3 of our time left. Then we have work. Then we have eating and, having to shower. Then we have all this time to take care of these needs. So above and beyond sleep, with the 16 hours a day that we have left, there are so many things that we're doing that we need to do over and over and over again. Daily, weekly, monthly, every other day, where so much of our time and energy is spent. And in reality, people only have maybe 10% of their time in their day, their week, their year, or even possibly left to actually be spent in discretion of their own free time. I personally believe we're here to have as much free time as possible to do what you love with the people that you love. It could be time to be spent working on your business rather than in those recurring things, or to be spent in your time doing out of it, like enjoying the beach, enjoying your kids, enjoying nature, enjoying your own free time. What type of fun exercise do you want to be doing? Going to the movies, being on vacation, doing nothing, going into great therapy, etc., etc., etc. And a lot of people really don't have much free time at all when it comes to their entire life. Most people might only have 2 to 5% of their overall time in a day, week, month, year, etc. to even have for their own discretion to do what they love. Well, in this video, what I'm going to invite you into doing is to take an inventory of all those things that are recurring in nature, because it's those recurring things in nature that are taking up probably 70-90% of your time. And when you get to see all of those things that are recurring in nature, and you could actually see from a business or personal level, these are the things that I'm doing over and over and over again. And this is how often I need to do it. These are the ones that are taking my daily time. These are the times that are taking my weekly time. This is my monthly time. This is the yearly time, like taxes and financials and things like that. When you really can get clear and you can see everything on one piece of paper of what you're doing and how often, and then you take the steps to streamline it, meaning you get better and better and better at doing it faster and more efficient, right? Take things for example, ordering groceries. Maybe you're doing it once a week or once every 2 weeks. There are so many people who are still going to the grocery store, when in reality, if you did things like Instacart, which we're doing here in Miami, we don't have a car. I talked to this guy the other day. He's like, yeah, the reason I use my car is once every other week, I spend about 30 to 45 minutes going to Costco, then coming back. He probably spends 60 to 90 minutes in the store, where in reality, if you used Instacart, if you just set it up once, it remembers everything that you're buying again and again and again. So you would save 80% of the time recurring, the time it takes to go to the store, the time it takes to actually have the orders put into your cart, and the amount of time and energy that you get back is insane. This is just an example of ordering groceries where you're doing so much in your business and your personal life again and again and again, right? Paying bills, learning how to automate and streamline that. Streamlining it is one thing. When you start to see everything and you start to do it over and over and over, and then one, you streamline it. Two, you approach it in a way where you batch process it. Meaning, if you have things that you're doing every single week, like paying your bills, doing your inventory, ordering your groceries, doing your house cleaning, running your financials, right? If you chose to actually do all of those at one time and you saw the list, the amount of time that it would take you to do it if you're choosing to do it all on your own would probably cut the time in half. And then if you actually got really radical about saying, how can I actually streamline this activity? Like in its dumbest form, what if instead of writing checks all the time and I was getting these things in the mail, I actually automated the bill pay? What if I actually found a way to actually automate this Instacart process? What if I found a way to actually automate and streamline this process in paying my bills, or even like doing the laundry and doing your cleaning and ordering your groceries like all at the same time? The last stage is delegation, right? When you're running your whole business or your personal life, right now you're running all of that yourself, and then you become the bottleneck. And you can release yourself from becoming the bottleneck by getting clear on all that you're doing that's recurring in nature. Like that can cut off 25 to 50% of your time and free up a lot of the overwhelm. Then you're learning how to streamline that, right? You're batch processing, you're doing it, and then boom, you're getting consolidated, you're getting streamlined. Then all of a sudden, when you do that, that process automatically has set you up to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I want someone else to be doing it. Now I need help in doing my taxes that once a year and paying the taxes in once a quarter. Now I need help with someone else like paying my bills. Now I'm actually going to hire a cleaner, someone to come in to clean my house once every 2 weeks, do the groceries once every 2 weeks for me, and do my laundry and all the sheets, right? That frees up so much time. All of those things are easily roughly 2 hours at once every 2 weeks, which is like, 50 to 100 hours per year? And by you choosing to take the steps to get radical to say, this is all the shit that I need to do over and over and over and over again in my life. When you focus on that, all of a sudden your process in streamlining it, doing it a lot faster yourself, how you approach it, doing it all at one time instead of scattered, and then all of a sudden you will have that system set up to actually delegate it so that you're not doing it anymore. You get so much faster and you free up that time and energy so you can be focusing on the things that you want to be doing a lot more. Maybe it's those projects and tasks in life. But I see it over and over and over again. And when I step into people who are overwhelmed, who have no time for themselves, the first thing I look at is saying, let's think about all the areas of your life and your business and all the shit that you need to be doing over and over and over again. And let's get clear on what that looks like, how you can approach it and do it in a way, if it is only going to be you, then how to streamline it. Because once you start doing things, the body and the mind automatically starts thinking of ways to how can I get this done much faster. Like, you don't want to be driving your wagon with your horses in order to go to the store anymore. Like, the human being is always thinking about how to eliminate this friction so that you don't have to do it anymore. And eliminating the friction is simply, how do I eliminate the time, the overwhelm and stress, and how I'm doing this thing? And when you focus on that level of energy, and it will only take you one day to get your entire inventory, and if you do it in a day, in a way that's easy and right into one sheet, like I have these sheets to set up and do it, where you can get an entire inventory of all the shit that you need to do that's recurring in nature. Boom! All of a sudden you step down, you have this level of control, you have this level of approach of doing it, even if it is by yourself for right now. And how you're going to approach it in the execution of it, and then you're ready to delegate it, that's where freedom kicks in. And when you get a system and process down for how to handle all of your systems and processes, radical freedom occurs. And it's not just the freedom of your time, and even if you're still busy and you need to do it for yourself for right now, maybe you don't have the money and the resources to start allocating it, but at least it starts not only freeing up your time, but it starts freeing up your mental energy, the cognitive load, which is a source of so much of your overwhelm that's there. I firmly believe that your time on this earth is your most precious asset. I don't know anyone that has unlimited time. And I firmly believe that your energy in your youth, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, in order to maintain that you get to have as much free time as possible to enjoy that. Because there will come a time when the body and the mind starts to break down and you can't go hike those crazy mountains anymore. You can't expend that energy on a radical level to go do those things all the time. But you can at least free it up to keep having experiences to do what you love with the people you love. And that includes working on things that might support you in radically freeing up the energy in your health and your wealth and your relationships, to invest back into that so you get the exponential return, but also just to do fucking nothing. Like, just to sit outside on a beach, to go to some jazz in the gardens, to have it when a friend is inviting you to come see a DJ and she's playing at a beautiful set in the afternoon, to go out to like a Super Bowl party and to go connect with those people, to go play volleyball, to go sit time with yourself, to go sleep, right? To do what you love with the people that you love. And if you get radically insane about your time freedom and what you can do to free up more of your time and overwhelm and how you're doing everything, so that you can invest that back into whatever it is, your future or your nothing, or your time in the presence, or even like the energy with the people that you love, and you can have that time and that presence to be with them because you're here to create awesome moments with amazing people as much as possible, including if that's just with yourself. That's an area of your focus, not just your projects and task management. I'm talking the recurring nature of your life management. You can easily get that handled in a day, and there's a simple system and process for getting that handled that you could do on one sheet of paper, so you can have an inventory of all that, and then boom, you can get it onto a next level with that. If you want that, just hit me up and show you how to do it. It's simple to do. But holy shit, man, we are not here to live to work. We are not here to live to be stressed out. And even when we are working, we are not here to be in chaos and overwhelmed and wondering what's next. We are here to work, to live, to have free time to experience it. And when we are working, we are engaged with that work. We are here to be engaged with that work from a place of control, empowerment. I got it. I see it. To be proactive with it, to be the creator, to be the directive, rather than trial by fire, reactivity, overwhelm, chaos, the environment's running us. You are the creator of your own world and your life, and when you choose to empower yourself to get creation of all that you're responsible for, you can at least have that time and energy freed up to say, this is where I need it to go right now. Maybe it is trial by fire, because shit happens to all of us, right? People pass away, breakups happen, things end. We're gonna get a call. We need the time and the space and the energy to be like, you know what, that needs 80% of my focus for these next 2 weeks. Maybe that's all I need to give it on. And to have the space and energy to say, I'm going to invest these things into my new future. I need the time for my health in the morning. I want that back. I want some time to sleep and have some naps so I can get that health back. I get to actually start reinvesting into the businesses in my job so that I'm creating the wealth, so I can start taking 10% off the top every single month. And I'm gonna automate that. I'm gonna take 15 minutes to automate the money out of my income that goes into a low cost like index fund. So that's being like automated and invested. That was one of the best things I did for myself, was like, you know, I'm just gonna automate this process. It took me an hour, and I made sure that every single month that money's coming out of my account, no matter what, no matter if I don't have it or if I have a shit ton of money to make it happen, that is just gonna go into things, and I'm gonna automate the recurring nature of the investments that are going into it, right? Isn't that like the first rule of money? I keep reading that like everywhere. The first rule of money is pay yourself first. And even if I'm not making money, or I'm in debt, or I have a negative net income,